Shalom, let's give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this word. I just want to talk about, this digital dollar, this digital currency that they're pushing. It looks like, they're definitely moving forward with this digital currency, which is one step closer, to the hour of temptation, this charagma that the scriptures talk about, the mark of the beast. They wanted to put this this MOTB inside every person, to control them, the digital all, which is spoken about, in the scriptures. And so, given with the weakening of the dollar, looks like Saudi Arabia wants to join the BRICS. Looks like they're moving forward, joining the BRICS, and ditching, the petrodollar or the dollar. So now they have to come in and bring in this digital, crash in this dollar system, and bring in this digital dollar, But this was all planned out. But I got this article out of BloombergLaw.com. Digital dollar development stirs transaction tracking tensions. Because, they're going to be able to track everything you do, everything you buy, with this digital system. And it's all about that control, It says U.S. government considering digital currency launch. Design will determine level of financial privacy. And there's not going to be any privacy, Future of the U.S. digital dollar will likely hinge on protecting privacy while tracking transactions, as efforts continue to make virtual payments as simple as handing over a $20 bill, while the U.S. government weighs whether to launch essential bank-backed virtual currency. Civil liberties advocates and libertarians are pushing for a digital dollar that is shielded from surveillance and others offers similar anonymity to cash or anonymity to cash. Interest in digital dollars fueled in part by the advent of alternatives like cryptocurrencies and the coronavirus pandemic driven shift toward more cashless transactions, paving the way for essential bank digital currency in the U.S. would require extensive planning to win over skeptics, work out technical details, and implement policy objectives like fostering economic growth and stability. Yeah, I mean, they're acting like they're thinking about it, but they already know they're moving forward with this, and they don't care about the skeptics. They're going to force it upon the people, and it's about taking your privacy away. The U.S. is among 100 countries and currency unions that are exploring the possible use of virtual money issued by a central bank that is not printed or minted like traditional tender. According to a tracker from the Atlantic Council, skeptics have dubbed China's deployment of a digital yuan as surveillance coin because it could allow the government to more easily monitor transactions. They want to control every aspect of your life, starting with putting that digital all, inside your body, which you're not to do, Scriptures speak out against that. We got to put our faith and trust in Yahushai and to get us through those times and get us through, that hour of temptation. Another interesting article out of a Zero Hedge. It looks like Florida Governor Ron DeSantis makes Florida a permitless carry state. So now in Florida, you don't need a permit to carry a gun. As if enough people didn't already have guns. So that's what they're pushing. They're pushing for, uproars of the people, all out chaos, death in the streets, robbing, that's what they want, A bill allowing individuals to carry concealed firearms without a permit was signed into law by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis on Monday. After July 1st, concealed carry permits will no longer be required. The measure has received criticism from gun control supporters. Those against the bill have expressed concerns that permitting individuals to carry concealed firearms in public without training and eliminating an extra background check requirement may be disastrous. It is going to be disastrous. That's what they're betting on, man. Because now you need training and a background check. Because now you don't need no training or anything. You just walk up in there and just buy a gun. But that's in these scriptures. But that's what's prophesied. This digital dollar. So it's all going down. But the first scriptures of Revelation 13:16, he calls us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. So it says rich and poor, free and bond. And that includes the skeptics. Whether you're for it or whether you're against it, he's going to force you to take it, the U.S. would require extensive planning to win over skeptics, and they don't care about the skeptics, man. It says he calls us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in the foreheads, that no man might buy or sell. So it's referring to the dollar. It's referring to currency. You ain't going to be able to buy or sell, save he that had the mark, that incision, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here's wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for his number of man is 600. His number is 600, 366. Yeah, so when you take that chip, you're pledging your allegiance to the system, to Esau, and you're not to do that. Why? Because the Lord said not to do that, because you got to put your faith and trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Next scripture is Revelation 14:19. This is what's going to happen to you, if you take it. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstones in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So you're going to get caught up with that nuclear missiles, man. If you make it that far, you're going to be burning in that lake of fire, which is, when the missiles hit, when nuclear missiles hit, it's going to cause a wave of fire and destruction, man. You get caught up in that if you take this mark. So at the end of the day, it's all about faith, man. But the Lord said, he would keep you from that. It's Revelation 3:10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, and I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world, to them that dwell upon the earth. So you flip that to the NLT. Nice and clear, because you have obeyed my command to persevere, I will protect you from the great time of testing that will come upon the whole world to test those who belong to this world. So because you have obeyed the command to persevere, what is perseverance? What does it mean to have perseverance? Look it up in the etymology online dictionaries. To persist in what one has undertaken. Persistent. What's that teaching this word? Being in this truth, man. Being in this faith. Believing Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. To persist. We have undertaken this. To persist in it. To pursue steadily a design or course. To continue. Persevere. Endure. What the Lord say, he that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved. So it's all about having that perseverance, to hold, to hold to this truth, man. Austere, no matter how hard it gets out here, man. No matter how strict, serious, grave, strict, austere. So the hard times, bearing your cross, man. You got to preserve bearing your cross out here, man. So the Lord can keep you from the hour of temptation, word for patience is huponami. It means steadfast, consistency, endurance. Patiently waiting for, enduring, sustaining, perseverance. So just enduring no matter how hard it gets, no matter how many demons mess with your mind, no matter how worn out you may be, you continue into the end because we just read, man, that digital dollar is coming, man. That digital currency, that Karagman, they're gonna put it on that chip. At first, it may be on a card or whatever, but eventually they're gonna want to stick something in your body, man. A digital reader that's in your body, in your forehead, on your hand, man. We just read it. Receive a mark, his mark, in his forehead or in his hand. The same shall drink of the wine of wrath of the Most High, which is those missiles, man. So the Lord said He would keep you from this, and He would also keep you, the time of Jacob's trouble, man. These uproars, especially down there in Florida. This is probably gonna, those carry states, open carry states like Texas. They'll probably loosen up those laws. In other states as well. Permitless. Any drunk off the street, just run up in there, just buy a gun, and they'll give it to you. No background check, no training, no nothing. Anybody just go up in there, get a gun. The Lord said He's going to protect you from this as well, man. The hour of temptation, or the time of Jacob's trouble, when all hell breaks loose. When people can't buy food. When they run out of food. Famine. Famine of food and bread. So we have famine of the word as well. So it's just all bad times out here, man. But the last scripture is Psalms 32, because this is our hope. It's for thou art my hiding place. Thou shalt preserve me from trouble. Thou shalt compass me about with songs of deliverance. I will instruct thee and teach thee in the way which thou shalt go. I will guide thee with mine eye. Be ye not as the horse or as the mule, which have no understanding, whose mouths must be held in with the bite and girdle and brittle, lest they come near unto thee. Many sorrows shall be to the wicked, but he that trusteth in the Lord, mercy shall compass about him. It says, be not as the horse or the mule, which have no understanding, whose mouths must be held in with the bit and brittle. The bit and brittle is that headpiece that these horses wear. They stick it in their mouths and it goes over their head. And the rider of the horse can control the horse with that brittle. They're controlled with it. The Lord said, be not like that, The truth shall set us free, man. You have this truth, and that's going to set us free, It says, I will instruct thee and teach thee with this, in the way which thou shalt go. Wisdom and knowledge are going to be the spell of thy times. And I will guide thee with my mind, with mine eye. If you look up that word eye, or mine eye, where there is ayon. Ayon. It means eye, physical eye, as showing mental qualities of mental and spiritual faculties. Spring fountain. Spiritual faculties. So the Lord's going to guide you through the Spirit in that day, man. That's what we look forward to, and I will guide thee with mine eye. But yeah, I just wanted to bring this article, Bloomberg Tax or Bloomberg.com. So that digital currency, central currency bank, that digital, moving forward with it, man. So it's moving quickly. This thing is moving quickly because he knows he has but a short time. But with that, shalom.